Wife of 5 years cheated, and now I feel absolutely nothing for her. Nothing, and that scares me with updates.
Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started.
Wife of 5 years cheated, and now I feel absolutely nothing for her. Nothing, and that scares me with updates. Not sure why the auto mode deleted my original post, but I'm getting so many messages for updates. I'll try posting. Here are the key details. My 34 wife, 32, Wendy, and I met through friends 7 years ago, dated for 2 years, and have been married for 5 years, just after I finished law school. I worked my tail off as an associate at my firm, putting in 60 hours a week for the first 2 years of our marriage. That effort paid off, and I'm doing well professionally. Wendy was a teacher at a private school, but as soon as we got married, she quit so she could back to school for her master's in education and is currently in an educational doctoral program while working part-time. This was a bit of financial strain since I wanted to pay off my student loans as quickly as possible, but we managed. My wife had an old laptop that she was using when we started dating. I found it in a box in a closet. She said it crushed and wouldn't work any longer. I plugged it in, tried to turn it on. Nothing. When we met, Wendy took pictures of everything, primarily selfies of her with others. Knowing that she must have had some pictures of us from that time, I yanked the hard drive and looked at it. It seemed okay. The problem must have been somewhere else. Wanting to surprise her with pictures of when we first started dating, I waited until she left to go visit her sister before I plugged it into a SATA cable connector to my PC. There were pictures there, plenty of pictures. Somewhere of us on dates, laughing, smiling. They brought back some good memories. But there were also others of her with different people. One person in particular I remembered. His name was Bob, and Wendy had dated him before me. There were lots of pictures of her and Bob. I wanted to grab only one picture, so I thought the easiest way would be to organize them by date, figuring the latest pictures would be of only us. But when I clicked them by date, a lot of her pictures with Bob were jumbled up with pictures of us. I began to open the pictures one by one and noticed that in a few of her pictures with Bob, where they were cuddling and kissing, she was wearing a necklace, locket that I had given her as a birthday present in the second year we were dating. I had to borrow the money from my brother to buy it. I looked at the dates on the picture and a pattern emerged. On the days and weekends when school required my undivided attention, the times when she went to her mother's house or her sister's house to give me peace and quiet, she was meeting up with Bob behind my back. I was furious. It felt like fire ants were chewing on my brain. My heart and my guts, I wanted to punch through the walls, but then something snapped and I went numb. I began to see and think in very cold, analytical terms. I copied all of her pics, all of them, not just those I'd seen, to a flash drive. I packed a bag, grabbed some suits, took the thumb drive, and went to stay with my brother across town. I left her laptop hard drive plugged into my PC with a picture of her kissing Bob on a monitor. The only note I left behind was a sticky note with an arrow on it pointing to the necklace, locket. Wendy tried to call me from her mother's house if that's where she really was, but I didn't answer. It wasn't until a few hours later, after she presumably got back to our apartment and saw the picture on a monitor, that she blew up my phone with VMS and texts. I ignored them all. I've already met with another associate who works in a family law department about separation and divorce. We have no children or real property, since a lot of our money went to paying off my loans and for her tuition. My firm circled the wagons around me, so her calls go to VM. She's not allowed onto the property. Security already turned her away. Wendy tracked me down at my brother's house, but he made it clear to her on the phone that if she tries to come over, he'll set his Dobermans on her. He told me she was screaming, sobbing, and begging on the phone. It didn't make Setter happy or anything. I felt nothing. My marriage is over. I've accepted that. But it's been 2 days, and I still feel nothing. No pain, no anger, nothing. How is it possible that I have no more feelings for her? No desire to ever see her again. No desire to reconcile. Now that I'm alone with my thoughts, feeling this nothing for her scares me. Is this going to last? Am I still in shock? Am I permanently broken? The upside is that I never seen clearer solutions in my cases.